You probably know someone like this. They're the person everyone relies on, the one who solves problems, meets deadlines, and somehow keeps everything running. From the outside, they look strong, capable, independent. But if you look a little closer, you might notice something else. They're always the one helping others, yet they almost never ask for help themselves. And if you offer help, they'll smile politely and say, "It's okay, I've got it," even when it's obvious they don't. So why do some people struggle so much to ask for help? Most people assume it's pride. They think they just want to prove they can do everything themselves. But psychologically, that's rarely the real reason. For many people, not asking for help is actually a learned survival strategy. At some point earlier in life, they likely did reach out. Maybe they asked for emotional support. Maybe they admitted they were struggling. And instead of being supported, they experienced something else. They were ignored, dismissed, criticized, or told they were being dramatic. When experiences like that happen repeatedly, the brain adapts. Your nervous system starts forming a rule. If I depend on people, I'll be disappointed. So the mind creates a safer strategy. Don't depend on anyone. Handle everything yourself. Become the reliable one, the strong one, the one who never needs anything. And the truth is, that strategy often works. People who learn this early tend to become incredibly competent. They solve problems quickly. They handle pressure well. They rarely fall apart in front of others. But there's a hidden cost. Because over time, self-reliance stops being a skill and starts becoming part of your identity. Instead of thinking, "I can handle things on my own," it becomes, "I am the person who handles everything alone." And once something becomes part of your identity, changing it feels threatening, even if asking for help would make life easier. Psychologists have actually studied something interesting about this. Research consistently shows that people underestimate how willing others are to help them. In experiments, participants believed asking for help would be awkward or burdensome, but the people being asked usually reported the opposite. They were happy to help, sometimes even glad they were asked. But logic alone doesn't fix the problem, because the barrier isn't informational, it's emotional. If you've spent years proving to yourself that you don't need anyone, asking for help can feel strangely uncomfortable, almost like you're breaking a rule. This also affects relationships in subtle ways. People who struggle to ask for help often become the givers in relationships. They're the ones offering advice, helping friends move, listening to everyone's problems. Giving feels safe. Receiving doesn't, because receiving requires vulnerability. And vulnerability can feel risky if your early experiences taught you that needs weren't always welcome. Over time, this creates an imbalance. They give and give, but rarely allow others to show up for them, which can eventually lead to quiet exhaustion or loneliness that doesn't make sense on the surface, because technically they're surrounded by people, but they still feel like they're handling life alone. So what actually changes this pattern? Usually it's not a big breakthrough moment, it's something much smaller. Learning to ask for tiny things, small favors, little moments of letting someone help, and then noticing something important. The relationship didn't collapse. The other person didn't pull away. Nothing terrible happened. Those repeated experiences slowly teach the nervous system a new rule. Maybe it's safe to rely on people sometimes. And that realization can be surprisingly powerful, because humans were never designed to function completely alone. Connection, cooperation, and support are part of how we survive. So if you're someone who struggles to ask for help, there's nothing broken about you. The independence you developed probably protected you when you needed it most, but independence was never meant to mean isolation. Real strength isn't just carrying everything yourself. Sometimes it's allowing someone else to carry a small piece with you. And that might be one of the hardest but healthiest skills a person can learn.